Let's start today with a curious quote from Victor Wembanyama. After the #1 overall pick wrapped up his summer league stint on Monday with a 27-point, 12-rebound performance, he described the play in Las Vegas as less physical than the French league in which he played 3 seasons. He added, quote, "I get fouled a lot, but not as much. I like this better." Close quote. Frank, you think this comment's going to come back to haunt Wemby?
I think he's smart. He didn't say this after he went 2 for 13 in his first game. He waited until he had 27 points and 12 rebounds. And I think him saying that sometimes it gets a little lost in translation. I don't think he's saying that the NBA is soft. And let's remember, he's only playing 2 summer league games against a lot of guys that aren't going to be in the NBA next year. Mostly. But, if you look at Europe, there's no defensive 3 seconds. The three-point line is a little bit closer, so the spacing that you have in the NBA, there's just more of it. And I think for a player like him who plays on the perimeter, I think that's one thing that he's picked up on. Let's remember, too, Lucas said the same thing. He averaged 34 points. Giannis comes from Europe. He's been a 2-time MVP. Nikola Jokic has come from Europe. He's a 2-time MVP and a Finals MVP. So I don't think Wembanyama was calling anybody soft. I think he was more or less just talking about the spacing on the court.
Frank, I think that's a nice take. And you're hitting all the subtleties that need to be addressed there. But let me go back to a couple of big picture things. He's playing essentially in those 2 games about maybe max 5 guys who are going to be on NBA rosters come November. So he doesn't know what it's like to play in the NBA yet because he hadn't played in it. He played in Summer League. And as you know, there's some 250 and 260-pound dudes. Here's what I saw. And I gave Wembanyama an A for Summer League. Not because the level of play specifically was an A in both games, because he had a sort of a quote-unquote bad game in game 1 and bounced back the way he did in game 2. I thought that was more important than just smooth sailing through the first 2 games. But Frank, I noticed there were 6'2" and 3-inch guys who went right through Wembanyama. Went right through him. There is no center of gravity. Now, if 6'2" guys who are 20 years old can find that out, you know LeBron at 260 with a well-placed elbow can find that out. So, it's going to come back to haunt him. Look, I'm as excited about this kid and watching him and seeing what happens as anybody, and that means the development. But, man, Frank, when I saw him, he's skinnier than I thought he would be.
I know.
You know what I mean? He's got to get bigger and stronger, and he's going to take some lumps in the NBA season, but that's okay.
Yeah.
But I don't believe the French league is going to be more physical. I love your observation about the guys who have played in Europe and come over here and done well, and I think Wembanyama will too. Physical, let's see what happens between November and Christmas.
Thank you for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming sports and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.